Hello, this is Dr. Jo Flory, and for 26 years I was an English teacher at East Central High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I would like to share 4 exercises in incorporating popular culture that I use to engage my high school English students in looking and listening closely in the context of our school environment. I started thinking about this after reading Feinberg's 2016 article Towards a Walking-Based Pedagogy, in which she describes students using photography as a kind of lens that reveals mundane yet extraordinary details, or in her words, attuned interaction with the environment while walking can build pathways toward convening with the extraordinary in the ordinary. I was also influenced by Cooper, Chatfield, Holden, and Macias's chapter in 2015's Teaching Peace Through Popular Culture on the use of collage and poetry in teaching, researching, and practicing peace, in which they found, in their words, that collage and poetry can assist in the expression of feelings and experiences, promote reflection and mutual understanding, and support creative approaches to peace building. These also seem to intersect with Kimmerer's description in Braiding Sweetgrass of paying mindful attention as a kind of reciprocity with nature, and Jennings' observation that mindfulness is a particular state of consciousness that involves awareness and acceptance of whatever is happening in the present moment. So my high school students engaged with these exercises as part of my desire to cultivate a less reactionary, more nonviolent approach to teaching, centered on incorporating popular culture and cultivating mindful attention to the environment. So the first exercise is looking closely through a Polaroid lens. So for this, you would need Polaroid cameras and film and a composition book and pencil or pen for each student. So invite students to take a Polaroid camera and a composition book and go outside to the back of the school building and look around the grounds. So for example, I pointed out the trees, meadows, and bridges within walking distance of our school, as well as the brick features running along the back side of our school building. Invite students to explore the area for about 30 minutes, keeping in mind the following question: which images resonate with your experience of being in this place at this time? When they find an image that captures the essence of the space, invite students to take a slow, deep breath as they focus on that image and take a photo. Ask them to close their eyes for 5 to 10 seconds after taking the photo and just listen. What do you hear? Students write in their composition books for 2 to 3 minutes, listing individual words or phrases that resonate with their mindful experience and what they hear and notice, pay attention to, or are drawn to in the environment. Invite students to repeat this process until they have 4 to 5 images capturing their experience of place on that day, along with their notes or sketches. After returning to the classroom, students can write impressions of their experience, reflecting especially on any details they noticed which they hadn't previously. So for example, one of my students wrote, "Being outside and taking these photos was calm and relaxing and definitely different than staying inside and doing paperwork. My favorite photo is probably the bottom left one, something about how the sunlight hits the water and creates that shine." The second exercise is mindfulness of music. So this is about taking time to appreciate sounds and explore music as another kind of sound. So for this exercise, you'd need a vibratone or another chime, a song cued on a cell phone or smartboard, and a composition book and pen or pencil for each student. So begin by chiming the vibratone, inviting students to listen to the sound from beginning to end, making them raise their hand, asking them to raise their hands at the point when they can no longer hear any sound at all. Ask, was it difficult to follow the sound from beginning to middle to end? Chime the vibratone 3 times over the next minute and invite students to count the number of times it chimes while they sit and breathe. Share the ways in which sound can be an anchor for mindfulness and the ways in which we can invite our bodies to be a little quieter and more aware of hearing sounds and the different forms that this might take. Dim the classroom lights and invite students to really tune in and hear the sounds as you play the song Yeba's Heartbreak. Ask them to share which instruments or rhythms stand out to them after they hear the song. Model this with personal reactions and observations, and invite students to share what happens with their breathing, explaining that when we let the body be more relaxed, we're able to access more and different sounds. Play the song again, inviting students to listen with their full attention, perhaps shifting it to a different sound. Invite them to connect their breathing with the pace of the song. After the song ends, invite students to write in their journals for 5 minutes about the experience. When did your mind wander? Was it easy or difficult to bring your attention back to the sounds in the song? How did your breathing change? Was your body affected in any way? What words or emotions do you associate with these sounds? Invite them to share, explaining how mindfulness can help connect us back to being in the present moment. The third exercise is mindful pop poetry. And for this, you'll need the song Minority Report by Jay-Z on a cell phone or smartboard with copies of the lyric sheets, some copy paper, scissors, glue, and 1 composition book or pen or pencil for each student. Complete the steps of the mindfulness of music exercise that the students just completed using the song Minority Report by Jay-Z about the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. Invite students to reflect orally in writing on the previous questions, then pass out the lyrics to the song. Play Minority Report again, projecting the lyrics on the smartboard. Invite students to circle or underline words from the song that resonate with them or seem to connect to the meaning and emotion Jay-Z is trying to convey. After the last note, ask students to popcorn read individual words and phrases that stood out to them and highlight these words on the projected lyric sheet. Model one way to create a found poem from the words by taking them out of the song, mixing them up, and using them to create a new poem that resonates in a meaningful way with the themes of empathy and systemic racism in the song. Invite students to cut words from the lyric sheets and rearrange them on a sheet of white copy paper into their own found poem about the topic. Invite students to bring in song lyrics the next day from songs related to social issues, conflict, and peace, and create their own found poems in pairs if they wish. In this way, students can use poetry to explore social issues and other meaningful topics related to nonviolence. The fourth exercise is mindful collage. For this exercise, you will need the Polaroid photos that students took previously, and a camera. Pieces of white butcher paper, scissors, a variety of magazines, some glue, and students' composition books. Invite students to look closely at the 4 to 5 Polaroids they took previously during their mindful exploration of their environment. Moving them around on a piece of white butcher paper on the table and arranging them in a way that reflects the feelings and/or meanings they associate with the images and with their experience. Pass around different magazines, inviting students to look through them and cut out words and other visuals that resonate with the images. Ask them to look back at the words and phrases they captured in their journals that resonated with their experience of paying mindful attention to place, to music, and to poetry. Invite students to create individual collages that resonate with their experiences of paying mindful attention over the course of these exercises. In addition to incorporating their previous photographs and words and images from the magazine, they're also invited to incorporate words, phrases, or passages from their journal entries and take additional Polaroids. Students will hang up their finished products around the room and go on a gallery walk to explore their experiences with and reflections on mindful awareness. In this way, in all of these exercises, students are becoming engaged in a process of mindful awareness that promotes nonviolence through interaction with popular culture.